Men, don't be mad, but women have won. Let me explain. Women today can have everything they've ever wanted. They can achieve the highest levels of success. They are making their own money and don't need us men. Hell, they are doing things that women before them could only dream of doing. The question is, why are modern independent women so unhappy? Modern women today can choose to be mothers and they can choose when. They are not dependent on marriage to survive financially. When they are unsatisfied with marriage, they can choose to get divorced. They have more access to education and career choices. Today, men and their households are even helping more with domestic chores and responsibilities. Yet, modern women are not satisfied. Women have all the choices in the world but find themselves in a no-win situation. On one hand, if they decide to stay home and be mothers, they start to feel they are wasting their talents and education, or no one is taking them seriously, and or they are missing out on excitement and freedom. In another scenario, if a woman chooses her career, is she missing out on motherhood or being that mom who is involved fully in her children's life? What modern women wind up doing is choosing themselves. They believe they have time. They think they can have it all. The house, the car, the jewelry, the clothes, the glamour, the looks, the relationships, the friendships, the figure, the family, and even any man. The result? Women are finding themselves stretched in 1,000 directions and never committing to any. It's no wonder that modern women are 10 times more likely to be severely depressed than women 60 years ago, and more than double the number of women than men are on antidepressants. That number goes up with age, especially for women over 60. Women have all the power and choices like never before. They are so consumed by their independence. They are fighting men every chance they get. Yet the data says that it's not making them any happier. Women are constantly working on themselves, but they are still not happy. Why? 3 superficial things are holding modern women back, in my opinion. Their looks, the lifestyle they have, and the decisions without consequences or judgment. Women have always worried about their looks, but in the past, this was less about validation than it was attracting the best suitor for marriage and children. The focus 50 years ago shifted from their looks as an extension of who a woman was trying to be from the inside out to one of her being worth it for herself. The rise of capitalism began to walk hand in hand with the girl power movement. What we began to see was women lose direction in what they were trying and truly fighting for. Capitalism is a money-driven system about what people can buy and the status they achieve because what they own. Throw in beauty standards set by the same system, and now women are controlled and manipulated on an emotional level. Fast forward to the day, and the internet further complicates this with its dopamine-inducing ability with high efficiency. Add in years of marketing research, and modern women stand no chance. Women still want to be married. However, as soon as they are not happy, they are ready to hit the exits. The sense of duty and responsibility to an intact family and community is all but lost on modern women. In the end, the systems in place and the institutions that own them are the ones that benefit financially. Women are compensated in the short term for their part in this and are told it's all in the name of their happiness. In the long term, society is losing, but so are modern women. Men, on the other hand, know all too well that their decisions have consequences because no one in this society today cares about men. Men don't have the same programs and systems in place to help them survive like women do. Women can make reckless choices and decisions and still find aid. When we look at modern women today, we see their bad behaviors, choices, and decisions throughout social media. We see these women all wanting a luxury lifestyle even when they have made no significant efforts to earn it on their own merits. They think they can achieve it solely on looks and personality. Modern women can easily find luxury because it is baked into the capitalist cake for them. This fast and loose life is another form of dopamine rush. People who live on these dopamine fixes are only chasing after one thing: more dopamine. Without accountability, there is never an incentive other than to protect one's own interests to change the behavior. Now, I would be remiss not to bring up the women who have chosen to put their careers before family. These women are finding out that the higher they achieve, the less desirable they become to the men they want. The money they make all feeds the machine, but does nothing for their long-term happiness. Most men will agree that equal rights for men and women were needed and are a good thing. Yet modern women today are not for true equality. They are for equality when it benefits them. They do not realize that it makes them the biggest pawns in a game that they cannot win. Being angry and wanting to control men, looking for men outside of their societal worth and sexual market value, being driven by what they have, the constant need of validation, obsession with their looks, and actions without consequences are keeping women single, alone, and unhappy. Modern women were tricked into their own unhappiness. This started many years ago and has been perfected by the systems in place today. Until modern women learn to give up their selfish ways, stop relying on external validation, learn to operate in their natural femininity, and take responsibility for their actions, they will continue to be used by the powers that be and will always be chasing a happiness they can never catch.